Hello, good evening, everyone. We're here again with our session, Davao DeFi Barkada session. This is an informal with different guests that we have regarding talking about related to emerging technology like NFT, DeFi. I have here also together with me is Churchill, our technical guy from NFT Davao. So tonight we have a very interesting topic to discuss and a guest speaker. Uh, we will be talking about NFT arts and this very young NFT artist that we have, uh, Sir Sevi and Mom April. Thank you for
Hi, good
coming.
evening.
GM everyone, and thank you for having.
Hi,
Yeah,
good
GM,
evening.
GM. Hello, Sevi and Mom April. Thank you for coming in on our show at a very short notice. So we will be discussing some of the great experience of Sebi. How did he started doing NFT and through arts also. So yeah, let's dive in. My first question I would like to ask first is like, when did Sebi about the journey of Sebi getting into arts? Can you give a short or a brief journey of Sebi, Mom April?
Well, Sabi is the second of my four kids, and my only boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years old, and so he started to do therapy. And when he was five, there were several activities offered in the therapy center that he was attending. So they offered art, they offered gymnastics, and they offered football. And so we had Sevi enrolled for all three. But we noticed that week on week, he was progressing with art. And so when we asked Sevi which activity he wanted to continue, he said he wanted to continue art. He wasn't interested in continuing football and gymnastics, although he was doing very well also in both.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it started. It was just an accident that we found out that he enjoyed art and he was pretty good at it.
Mm-hmm. So at the early stage, he's already like doing arts, painting.
Yes, he in the therapy center that he was attending. It's one on one with
Mm-hmm.
an art teacher, an art therapist. So it's class based. So all of the students were painting the same picture at the same time, and they had somebody assisting them with holding the brush, with getting the paint, with putting it on the canvas, all of that. So it's a very hands on art therapy session. And then obviously they would encourage the students to put the brush strokes on themselves, and the teachers noticed that Sebi wanted to be the one to paint himself. Ayaw
Mm-hmm.
niyang may ibang hahawak sa canvas niya or sa brush niya. And then yun nga, we noticed that every week parang mas gumagaling yung mga paintings niya na lumalabas.
Okay, so dumadami yung mga arts na ginagawa niya eventually, right?
Oh yes, because
Mm.
he was painting every week. So
Oh, okay.
halos every week he would come out with a new painting. Recently, kasi mas complicated na yung paintings niya, it would take him 2 or 3 sessions because there's shading, because there are a lot of details. So it would take longer than one session. But in general, he can finish a painting in one session because he's very focused and he has an instructor to redirect him when he gets tired, when he gets distracted. So that helps him keep focused.
So, what are the things na ginagawa niyo eventually that you discovered Sevi is really more into arts? So, after that, discovering that like on the therapy session, so ano yung mga some of like guidance na ginawa niyo, Ma'am April, to Sevi to like to expound more the talent in that aspect?
Well, we always have him paint something that he wants to paint. So sometimes we will ask him, Sebi, what do you want to paint?
Just do it.
Yeah, he will just he will paint based on kung ano yung interest niya. So there was a time he was very much into My Singing Monsters, so he painted a My Singing Monster character. And then there are other times that he was very much into Wall-E, so he painted Wall-E. Things like that. So depende sa hilig niya, usually based on sa mga nilalaro niyang games or pinapanood niyang videos, he would paint something along those lines. There was a time that The Joy of Painting by Bob Ross was showing on Netflix, and hilig niya watching how Bob Ross would come out with a painting after each episode, and then he would say, "I want to paint that." So he had a big Bob Ross phase during that time. And so, yun, he's influenced by what he sees, by what he watches. And that's how we get him to do what he wants. Kasi syempre, it has to be fun for him also. Kung hindi, wala siyang gana.
Correct. I fully agree. So yung progression niya on the aspect of yung level ng kanyang art, lalong gumaganda eventually as he do paintings parate. Parang ganun po.
Yes. Kasi china-challenge din siya nung instructor niya to do more complicated pieces. And sometimes if it's a bird, it's more shading. Or for instance, this one, if you stand up, Kuya. Here, stand up. This one is one of his painting his first completed painting as a 9-year-old, and he wanted to paint an owl.
Ganda.
So this one took him maybe 3 or 4 sessions kasi maraming strokes ng feathers, and so in that sense, he has painted birds before, pero there are some times na the teacher will challenge him to paint it in a different style or put more details. So in that sense, parang nag-iiba din yung style niya. But you can see na across his paintings, siya yun kasi siya yung nagpapahid ng painting eh. And so he will do different themes. Sometimes it's scenes, sometimes it's animals, sometimes it's a little bit more abstract. And that's how he gets to explore other themes as well.
So, nagbi-build up talaga yung mga art pieces niya eventually since nagse-session siya on a weekly basis. So, with regards to that, ano naman yung like for example, advices na you get from like the instructor? Like meron bang other things like you want to pursue further more on like making it professional, like mga ganun na advices? Ano pong nagiging guidance in that aspect to Sevi?
Well, when we ask the instructor, he always tells us to just make sure that it's something that Sevi enjoys doing, because we want him to be doing this for a long time, and we'll be supporting him in that way. Kung halimbawa mag-iba yung hilig niya, ayaw na niya mag-painting, syempre we'll accept that and we'll support him in whatever else he wants to pursue. Pero sayang naman kasi maganda yung gawa niya eh. But we always try to make sure it's something that he enjoys. sometimes I will ask, "Oh, Sevi, can you paint a scenery for mommy?" Kasi mas gusto ko yung sceneries, pero siya mas gusto niya yung colorful animals. So sometimes we'll make those requests. And sometimes when we have close friends who will ask for commissions, we'll ask, Sevi, are you okay to paint this, paint a dog or something? He has to agree to it kasi syempre it's his therapy, it's his time, and it's his effort. So yeah, that's how we challenge him and that's how we encourage him.
Okay, that's nice. So, the therapy itself, it really helps on the, like, for example, improvement of SEBI.
Absolutely, kasi actually when he was diagnosed at 2 years old, he was nonverbal. But with therapy, we started therapy immediately after the diagnosis, and when he started to paint, napansin lang namin na mas napabilis yung improvement niya, yung development niya, because obviously when you're painting, when you're doing art, he has to concentrate, he has to listen to the instructor and understand what's being told to him, what he's being asked to do. And when he wants to do a painting, he has to be able to express what he wants to paint, how he wants to paint it. So there's that communication that's necessary between him and the instructor. There's a comprehension, having to sit still. And that's what we noticed when he started to do art. No, his eye contact improved, his speech improved, and his fine motor skills, obviously. And that's all because of art. We believe it really skyrocketed because of art.
Nice. So, ang laking tulong ng session na yun at saka yung art endeavor ni Sevi. Now, during the course of time, how old is Sevi now?
Sevi, how old
Currently,
are you?
Ma'am April? How old are you, Sevi?
I'm 11 years
11.
old.
Okay. So, medyo mahababang time na din pala. He's already doing arts. So, dumating ba sa time like Sebi created like a gallery or parang nagkaroon siya ng exhibit on that aspect sa kanyang mga arts? Ma'am April?
His very first exhibit that he joined was a group exhibit of those yung classmates niya, yung class nung una siyang nag-paint when he was five years old. So that was his first group exhibit. And he had his first solo exhibit in November of 2022 during COVID, actually.
COVID.
One of his collectors wanted to put a show for Sevi, a one-day show, because it was part of a surprise that he was throwing his partner. And they commissioned Sevi to paint a piece that he presented to her on her birthday, which was the day of the exhibit. So he's already had his solo exhibit at I think he was 10 years old. Yes. And then in various, since then, nakasama na siya sa Art Fair Philippines when they first did their online exhibit. He was part of Nara Gallery's exhibit that's in the Central Land. And then ever since then, we would have submit Sevi's work for NFT NYC. Yes, Crypto Art Week Asia. Sevi's pieces, one of Sevi's pieces, actually, the Colorful Lion, was exhibited in Times Square. That was 2 years ago. And then this year, his artwork is part of the work being displayed in the Artists Village in New York.
In New York. Yung NFT NYC, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So yeah, we mentioned already about NFT. So let's try to backtrack a bit. Like Sebi has been used to doing arts already on a traditional way. When did Sebi heard about NFT? Ano yung situation na nagkaroon siya ng interest with NFT?
Actually, that's me. That's mommy.
Okay.
It was in March 2021. And a friend of mine who I used to work with, he messaged me and said, April, I have very exciting news. Can I call you? So medyo kinilit niya ako for a while and I thought, mukhang bebentahan ako ng MLM nito. But eventually, I accepted his call, and he told me about NFTs and the Beeple sale. And he said that NFTs are uh, a good way to share and even sell Savi's work. And
Mhm.
at first, hindi ko maintindihan why would anybody want to buy a picture of Savi's painting. So
Yep.
that was one of the things that mentally I had to overcome. Um, and it even when we try to explain it to other people now, medyo mahirap intindihin.
Correct.
But we can see how kids now, they're very much into avatars, into building worlds in Roblox and playing games. And that's basically what NFTs are, right? It's just
Yep.
written on the blockchain. And
Blockchain.
so it's being able to translate that and connecting the two together to see the possibilities of what this technology do for artists and musicians and other use cases. And for Sebi, it's used to show that he is the one that created this artwork.
Mhm. Yeah, okay. So, the transition from like traditional arts going to NFT, progressively learning about the technology. How was it with Sebi? He was able to like to learn it, digest the technology somehow, and get interest also on it. Same with the traditional art.
Well, he knows that I am sharing his work online, and he
Mhm.
knows that I am selling his work online. Ako yung nag-handle ng lahat ng social media niya and
Mhm.
even his
Okay.
NFTs. I'm the one who curates which works will mint, and we're the ones who decide what price we're gonna put it at. And then we as a family, and of course with Sevi's permission, we decide if we're going to include the physical piece or not. Because with NFTs, you have the option to sell only the digital image
Yep.
or include the physical piece. And we've done that a few times already.
Mhm.
So for me, what's important was that he enjoys what he's doing, that is the artwork, and that he's benefiting from it developmentally. Um, and my part is as his momager, his art manager. I'm the one sharing the story of why he painted that,
Mhm.
and yung ganun ba, what inspired him, ano yung story. And I'm the one that shares how art has really helped him on his journey as an artist with autism.
Mhm. Yeah, that's very good on the aspect of like inspiring others also who are aligned with the arts also. Now, yung so Sebi is like doing a traditional arts, then you try to photo it, then mint it as an NFT. Are there any chances that he do digital arts also, or haven't yet ventured on that?
We have actually had him try um, animating one of his pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So he used an app for that. And na-enjoy naman niya, pero he doesn't like the feel of the iPad as much in terms of
Mm-hmm.
the tactile feel. Mas prefer niya pa rin yung painting as opposed to using pencil or a stylus, and the feel of the stylus on the iPad or the tablet. Mas prefer pa rin niya yung painting on canvas. But what we have done is we have had collabs with other digital artists who have transformed his painting by animating it and then
Mm-hmm.
adding music, so and adding AR layers. So that makes it more interesting, and he sees it na parang nag-iiba yung artwork niya, and enjoy naman siya. So
Mm-hmm.
it's also with his permission that we do that. Kung
Mm-hmm.
okay sa kanya, then we'll do it that way, or we'll put it that way, or we'll do a collab with this person.
Okay, so basically, when you're doing NFT, you're collaborating with like for example an entity or community, right, on the NFT to help you out on like for example listing your or minting your NFT art through marketplaces.
Actually, for the minting, kami yung gumagawa nun. But what happens is when we do the collab for one of his pieces na ina-animate namin or nilalagyan ng AR layer, for instance, pinapadala sa amin yung file and we upload the animated file na. So we do the minting ourselves. We don't need anybody to mint it for us.
Okay, so far, since the start of like on the journey with regards to NFT minting and listing, so mga ilang arts na ba ang na mint nyo with SEVI sa mga marketplaces ng NFT sa blockchain?
I'll have to count, pero marami-rami na rin.
Marami na din.
Yes, marami na rin. Here, on Foundation alone, we've already created 32 NFTs.
32.
Yes, 32. And those are one-of-ones. We've listed several on other marketplaces like OpenSea, Mintu, and Tezos. And so total siguro mga 40 to 50 pieces we have minted. Most of those are one-of-ones. Some of them are editions.
Okay. So yung like for example, since SEBI is already engaged in NFT, napapass on niya ba ito sa mga like sa friends niya, like the interest of getting your art on the NFT, yung mga ganun na scenario?
Actually, when we share that SEBI is minting his work as NFTs, ang nakukuha kong inquiries are from parents who say, "Oh, I'm interested in NFTs myself," or "I'm interested in NFTs for my child," or "I'm interested in artwork for my child." So it's not necessarily about NFTs. So it could be about the artwork. Their child, parang napansin nila na parang baka meron din autism, so they ask about SEVI and his artwork and how he started doing art. And then also the interest about NFTs is more from the adults. Kasi hindi pa masyadong naintindihan ni SEVI the technology. All he knows is that mommy is sharing his artwork and mommy is selling his artwork online.
Online and digital.
Yes. And napaprank ko siya. Meron siyang mga 1 or 2 lines na sasabihin niya what it is. And sometimes he'll talk about his art. But it's usually I who do it online.
Actually, since we're really early on the NFT stage, kaya medyo stiff yung learning curve natin to understand really the technicalities. But actually, the main goal of the industry is really to put NFT na yung mga user doesn't need to learn the technicals about it, behind it, just the arts and how to mint and how to get listed. Now, let's try to view of some of the listed arts of SEBI online. Can you share in full screen, Sir Churchill? So this was on what NFT marketplace, Ma'am April?
That's on Foundation, where most of his NFTs are. If you can click on Created, that will open up all of his NFTs there.
Wow, nice. So these are all painting, right?
Yes, those are all physical paintings.
But so far here in this marketplace, when I mint one, it does not come along with the actual art, right?
Not always.
Not always.
There are some there that we did include the physical. Like for instance, if you go up a bit, please. Okay. It's not showing out. Stop there, please. If you see that the medyo putol, that's the owl that Sevi's wearing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there, Foundation, but this is the full picture.
Try to refresh.
Kuya, can you stand up?
Maybe
So this is the full painting. Yeah, that's the full painting. And we actually included the physical with this NFT. And there was a bid war for this piece. It's actually his highest selling piece so far.
What's the current?
Well, the value, the price was 1.10 ETH.
One ETH.
1.1 ETH.
1.1 ETH. So
Yes,
that
it
would be
sold for
somehow like
1.1 ETH.
how much that in peso? Let's try to convert. Don't have a chart here. Let me check. So 1.1 ETH. So 1.1 ETH is equal to 217,000 pesos. So that's the current price.
Yes.
It's being bid now, right?
No, that was already purchased, and we shipped it to a
Okay.
collector in the UK. So
Oh, nice.
they're based in the UK, and there are some others. For instance, this Rainbow Rain Ape. Sevi painted that.
Mhm.
That first one on top.
First one on top, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that one. Sevi painted that, and it was displayed. It was first displayed during the event with Barkada, BAYC Kada, which is
Oh, okay.
the local, the Filipino group for BAYC members.
Mhm.
And it was revealed during an autism event that they had at Museo Pambata during Autism Awareness Month. And we split the fees with Decada, which they donated to Autism Philippines and Museo
Mhm.
Pambata. The buyer had the option to claim the physical piece, but they said, okay lang, we don't have to include it, and we can sell it
Mhm.
separately to another collector. So that's another
Mhm.
option, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Some collectors, they are not interested in collecting the physical piece,
The
but they
physical.
may give you permission to sell it separately, which is what happened in this case.
Yeah, so all these NFT arts being listed, are the foundation implementing like royalties for every arts?
Yes,
Okay.
foundation. The royalties for foundation is 10%.
Mhm.
And when we started out in the space, that was the royalty that artists fought for. So there are some platforms that allow the artists to adjust the royalties. And
Mhm.
there are others where the royalties are not implemented. Mag-research na lang po kayo kung alin yon.
Yeah.
So that's one of the other things that we wanted to look into. But yes, for Sevi's pieces, the royalties are 10%.
Yeah, the good thing with royalties is like if you sold your NFT, you get a percentage of that even on the secondary or the tertiary seller. So there will be like somehow an income stream for the artist eventually of how many arts he was able to list on the marketplace. Now, this is really a very good opportunity like to highlight about NFT because as you know, Sebi has been creating traditional arts, physical art, painting, then he been engaging with NFT and nakikita natin na yung customer and buyer is outright global agad. So Sebi arts are being exposed directly globally. So yung opportunity for every artist that who wants to engage with NFT, nawawiden yung market nila, not only totally for local, which is very good on that aspect. Now, with regards to Selby, uh, mga ilan na bang arts ang nasosold natin? Like, just a rough estimate in that process. Yung
So
numbers lang.
the physical, marami na rin because we were
Mm.
selling some of this artwork to close friends and family even before we found out about NFTs. So
Mhm.
siguro mga 30 pieces na, maybe more. I'm not sure but with NFTs kasi the nice thing is even the pieces that we don't want to part with, there's that option now to sell it as an NFT.
Mhm.
And that allows an artist to earn from that artwork even if they don't sell the physical piece. For
Mhm.
instance, merong yung Genesis piece ni SEVI that we minted when we first entered NFTs is Koi, that's listed in Rarible. We don't ever want to sell the physical piece of that because that was the piece that made us realize na wow, may potential talaga si SEVI to do this as a profession, as an artist. And so when we shared that online and even in our Facebook, maraming nagtanong, is that piece for sale? I want to buy it. And we said, no, we can't ever sell that piece. So now with NFTs, we can
At
sell the
least,
NFT. Yes,
correct. Kasi may sentimental value, parang gano'n.
exactly.
Yan
Yeah.
yung nagiging first. Now, during like the NFT listing, Sevi did not experience like creating a collection, right? It's a one-to-one art for the meantime, or are you planning to like open up like that options?
Collection meaning editions.
Like like a series of arts.
What we've done is there are some pieces that are listed, for instance, on Rarible, na 3 of 3 or 1 of 10. The most that we've done so far is 1 of 10, 10 of 10s. Collection meaning a series of something na same theme. Not yet, although Sebi is working on something na mukhang may theme siya, so posibleng magiging series, a small series. But we haven't decided if we're going to list it, when we're going to list it, and what the editions will be, if any, or if they're going to be one-of-ones. Kasi
Now,
his artwork kasi is traditional, his medium is traditional, and yung focus din niya is still limited. So hindi pa niya kaya to do like a series na 10 artworks or 100 like generative arts na ganon. Kasi nabobore din siya sa kapag parating the same. So minsan he will paint in a certain style 3 or 4, and then gusto niya ng iba, and then minsan babalikan, pero minsan hindi. So it really depends kung ano yung hilig niya eh. Kasi minsan napagkakasawaan din niya eh.
Yeah, and the good thing is Sevi is very young at the moment, so I think it will improve still, lalo na pag medyo nasa right age na siya.
Hopefully, yes, hopefully.
Hopefully. So now, since you, Sebi, and you, Ma'am April, are engaging in NFT, and it's very really like head turn and attractive to everyone, like most of the communities na at the young age is doing art and engaging with NFT. So what are some of your experience? Did you already like engage with different NFT communities? Are you have done like shows and get invited on different like events, NFT events or like blockchain events? How was the experience so far?
Well, when we started in March of 2021, there weren't a lot of kids doing NFTs. Really, parang a handful lang, and we kind of found each other. So back then there was Nyla Collection, Emilio. These are foreign artists, US-based artists, some UK-based artists, and so we kind of gravitated together toward each other. And then eventually we found out that there was a Filipino community, that's a crypto art PH community.
Yep.
And that one talagang we found that support from them na Filipino, but Sebi kasi back then, and possibly still, is the only Filipino NFT kid artist. As far as I know, there isn't any kid artist right now. Although yung sumunod kay Sebi, yung daughter ko, matagalan niyang tinatanong, Mommy, when are you going to start sharing my artwork? So baka masundan si Sebi by his sister. But in the beginning talaga, not a lot of kids doing NFTs. Now, there are a lot more, and you even have them speaking in these events like NFT NYC. They're speakers. They have tutorials. They have YouTube channels where they're talking about NFTs and digital art. And they're talking about how they are building their brand through NFTs. In the beginning, there was a lot of pushback from other artists, maybe kasi sabi nila na if the parent is the one holding the keys to the wallet, then it's not really theirs.
Yeah.
Parang yung mga child artists na inaabuso kasi yung parents or yung manager parang ginagasta yung pera. So
Oo.
when the child needs it, when the artist needs it, naggasta na, wala na. So I guess it depends on yung sa tao na, di ba? Kung talagang trustworthy sila. Me, I'm doing this for SEVI. It's all for him. And parang kampante ang loob ko na malinis ang loob ko that I'm doing it for him and I'm building his future, I'm building his foundation. So slowly naging accepted na yung mga kid artists, though there's still some pushback sometimes. But because we have shown how art has improved his development, and how he has grown all these years, na-invite na rin kami to these blockchain events. Case in point, SEVI and I were invited to be panel speakers for Philippine Web Fest.
Oh, amazing.
Web Festival, yes. And actually, we shared the stage with Apple the App, where there was a collab that was announced. The collab is still in the works because we've all been busy, and but you know, things like that happen because of NFTs, and parang we couldn't have imagined that this could be something that we would be experiencing now. Kasi when we found out na parang magaling si Sebi sa painting, we were thinking, in the future, pag malaki na siya, he can be an artist. But he's an artist now. He's selling his artwork now. And he's talking about his artwork. He's on panels. He's having solo exhibits. And where people are talking about his work and his journey as an artist, and how NFTs are able to do that, give that exposure, give that opportunity for young artists and young artists on the spectrum. So parang it's a big potential right now. Although even if the market is down, it's still a way for you to prove that this artwork is yours, especially the provenance that shows it was minted from this wallet, and you have this historical record of all of these other artworks were by the same artist, diba? And then you connect it to the Twitter accounts, the Instagram accounts, and the Facebook accounts. Then you have that provenance that ties everything together.
Yeah, fully agree.
Yes.
Yeah, and what's the good thing with that is like for example, the scenario of Sebi doing traditional arts, then eventually now engaging with NFT, lumalaki yung parang verticals niya at saka yung horizontal scope niya kasi there are really networks on the industry and people try to connect, and NFT is really a big tech already being accepted and being iterated to furthermore improve. So I guess madami pang collaboration and I think would connect to Sebi, which is for sure magiging busy na in the coming months and years ahead.
Yes,
sure.
we're hoping for that. We're hoping for more collaborations this year, not just with local artists, but also with international, hopefully more established artists. Because most of the collaborations that we've had for Sebi so far are with local artists, like Filipino artists. There was one another kid artist from California, Emilio. That was a physical collaboration. So Sevi did the painting of two kids under an umbrella, and you'll find this on Foundation. And then the other child artist added his artwork, his style of artwork on the painting, on the physical painting.
Yeah, his name is Emilio.
Yes, his name is
nice.
Emilio. Yes, that piece is listed on Foundation. It's called Together. And actually, at first, when Sevi saw the painting, nagulat siya. And he said, "Oh, he painted on my painting." But But actually, we did ask his permission that that Emilio was going to paint on his painting. I guess baka nakalimutan niya, or
Mhm.
he was just surprised because the style is very different, but it comes together very nicely.
Yeah, that's nice. So Sebi will really become like a figure on the NFT since he started very young at age. Now, I would like to ask, like for example, what are some of the advices you can give to those who are like let's put it in general, like autism is really in reality now, and some of the like parents are struggling with how to cope up with this. So, can you give us some like general advice, then pointing out like possible in leeway to arts, like to help the child and eventually open some opportunities for everyone?
I guess one of the first things I would say is to be open to possibilities. For instance, when we talked to our pedia about Sevi, we said, Doc, parang si Sevi is not talking so much. This is when he was 2 years old. And the pedia said, oh, does he say mama, dada, yaya? No. Does he point? No. Does he line up toys? Yes. And then she said, oh, you might want to see a developmental pediatrician. So that's the first thing, no? Being open to something na somebody says something, you be open to it. Ako, medyo praning ako. So when our pedia said that, we saw a development pediatrician, we had the assessment, and 7 I was diagnosed with autism. And we've had heard stories na merong mga parents na in denial, and by the time the child is diagnosed, medyo matanda na siya. And
Mm.
kawawa yung bata kasi medyo set na siya in their ways, or mafa-frustrate siya kasi hindi siya naintindihan. Yun pala, there was an underlying disability or neurodevelopmental condition that could have been addressed earlier. That's one thing. No? Just be open, and once you've seen someone or talked to somebody to verify or to confirm, then you can be at peace that you did your part. Kasi mahirap yung nagsisisi sa huli na, ay sayang sana nakinig ako, or sana may nagawa ako noon pa. That's one thing. No? And then with regards to the art or science or math, just see lang kung ano yung hilig nila. Nagkataon lang that we discovered that Sevi liked artwork, like doing art, like doing painting specifically. So continue to encourage kung ano yung gusto nila, kung ano yung hilig nila. Because for others, baka yung hilig nila is music or beats. Halimbawa, if they're always following the beats to a music or Disney or things like that, My Singing Monsters, then baka may hilig sila sa music, so you can try music. Others, it's math or science, or they have a photographic memory. You just expose them to many different ways of expression and encourage them that way. Kasi syempre they're kids, and if they continue in something na nag-enjoy sila, mas magpo-progress sila. And it's easier to reach them through that medium. So, yun lang, listen to them and encourage them in that way that they enjoy.
Yeah, fully agree. So dapat the parents should be really open to possibilities, like support their child kung ano yung mga interest and alignment niya, like Sebi, basically with arts. So at that early stage na nakita nyo, 100% agad yung support na binigay. So it's a worthy progress na ang nangyari. Now, with Sebi, meron ba kayong like nakita na same ng alignment sa kanya, then eventually progressing din sa ganito na field, doing arts and eventually reaching out to NFT? Meron din bang mga ganun na like yung mga kasamahan niya sa art school?
Well, the place where he paints now, It was created by parents. It was put up by parents of a child with autism also. The child is, well, he's not a child anymore. He's 31 na ata. But they actually did mint an NFT collection also of drawings that the kid did when he was younger. So they minted this whole collection of NFTs. But I'm not sure kung active pa rin siya. Obviously, the NFTs are still there on
Yeah.
OpenSea. Pero I'm honestly not sure if they're still active. The person is still painting and they're still winning awards actually, IRL and abroad. But in terms of NFTs, parang hindi sila masyadong active. Of the others that we've spoken to, for kids, wala pa. But we do have a friend, a very close friend actually, and she started to mint NFTs also on Tezos, on the Tezos blockchain, and she's doing very well. She has been invited to be a speaker on several in several events for Crypto Art PH and for the Tezos Philippines community, and so that's one of the successes that we've seen. So we're very happy for her. Sheila, shout out to Sheila.
Yeah, shout out.
Sheila Ledesma. And yeah, so that's one of the things that we're very happy to share na she's successful in that way. She's sharing her artwork. And we helped in that. Siyempre, sa sariling kaya din niya to be active in the space and to speak up and to apply to these exhibits and shows. But parang we have that also sense of pride na we told her about it and she followed through with it on her own.
Yeah, that's very nice. Actually, it's really very relevant for like young artists or new artists that are coming in NFT. Kasi early adopter ka pa talaga eh. You're at the level of early adopter. And of course, on the speculative manner, we never knew that how much valuation of an art you can get. Like for example, if like we have a positive insight with the market. The market is very irrational sometimes. We even like buy minted arts of apes for millions of dollars of cost way back like on the first DeFi summer. So what's the good thing is your art is there. Like for SEVI, we're really hoping that he can expand the collection furthermore so that everyone can be able to engage. Now, SEVI is having like social handles. You're getting used to Web3 social handles like Telegram, Discord, Twitter, because the normies mostly are more on centric on Facebook only. And you're also in Facebook, right, SEVI?
Yeah, Sevi has an account on Facebook, but I manage the account. Yeah, he's not allowed on social media kasi hindi pa niya kaya.
Yeah. Correct,
But
correct.
that's the other thing, no? Because he is a minor and because he has autism, I'm the one who is his shield in all of this. Kasi there, while there's a lot of opportunities in Web3, there are also a lot of bad players.
Correct.
So, I mean, kung yung mga adults na may biktima sa mga scams, what more yung mga
How much
bata,
more? Yeah,
right?
correct.
So, and for me, that's something I'm happy to do kasi I'm that protective layer for SEVI na, okay, I can decide who we will interact with and what we're going to put out. And so that's what I'm able to do for SEVI. But in the meantime, we're also building his brand. We're building his community. We're making those connections that hopefully he'll be able to follow through on when he's older, and hopefully he'll be able to do this na siya na yung magsasalita, siya na yung mag-share, tapos supporta na lang ako.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm just having him focus on making the art that he loves so that I can share what he made. So ako yung momager, ako yung storyteller niya. And siya yung bahala sa art. Because it's hard na yung mga bata, ipa-pressure sila to make art to sell. Because hindi na nila naiisip yun di ba?
Correct.
So it has to be something they enjoy. So they will continue with the activity, continue making music, continue making art, continue with science or whatever. Kasi kung merong pressure to sell, mas stress sila. So okay
Correct.
lang na si mommy yung mapapressure
Mhm.
because it's not something that a kid should be thinking about right now. They
Correct.
should just be enjoying their youth.
Enjoying the art, the process, not like in a full production aspect,
Oh
like
yes.
selling. Yeah.
Pero like in instances like this na merong mga talks, merong events, I'll have him join because I want him to know and I want the community to get to know Sebi also,
Mhm.
even if sometimes hindi siya masyadong nagsasalita kasi hindi niya naintindihan
Mhm.
or minimal lang yung contribution niya because he has autism, but he has also improved kasi nakukuha na siya as panelist. So
Yeah.
his being able to speak also about his artwork has improved because he has been exposed to these events. So it's a good practice for him also to relate to other people, to talk to people. But I'm always still there to support him and to help manage kapag medyo na-overwhelmed na siya. Or I'll help medyo i-guide ko siya kung ano yung sasabihin. So that's how I am protecting him also as a minor in the space.
Yeah, because he's still growing on the process na to get used to yung sa industry nga ng NFT and blockchain, which is getting huge already. So kaya medyo overwhelming in that aspect. Now we're almost on the last part of our show. Now, how do like we connect with Sebi, and like what are the socials that we can connect with Sebi, and where do we can find some of the arts of Sebi for anyone that might get interested on minting?
Well, we have Sevi on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Sevi Loves Art, and then most of his artwork now is on Foundation app. He has some artwork available for purchase. There are some with no price, so you can also make an offer.
Feed.
And then there are also some pieces on Tezos. That's from his the Tesmas event, and that's a Christmas parole. And then that piece on Mintu includes the physical.
Okay.
And there's also an AR layer to that.
So you have like Telegram, right? Already, like a
Yes.
community. Okay. So we'll try to gather all the social of Sebi, and we'll be posting that on the show notes here on our show. Then yeah, thank you so much, April and Sebi, for having your time here, so that everyone would know. At a young age, Sebi is already engaging with NFT and art. So we're very happy, and somehow we're reaching out to everyone who are watching and be able to get inspired also. This might be their ways also to improve, like Sebi what have done. Then we're looking forward for more collections, collaborations, and maybe like one time there will be IRL that we can attend, where Sebi will be attending also, so we can meet him personally.
Yes, that would be nice. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, Sebi, for your time, Ma'am April. Good night.
Welcome.
Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.